Every Saturday, the Gotham Gazette includes a small lifestyles piece called Gotham Is. In the column, random Gothamites are asked to complete the sentence, Gotham is, using 3 words or less. The Gazette has been running the Gotham Is column for years, ever since I was a boy. Here are some of the words used to describe Gotham in the past few weeks. Damned. Cursed. Bedlam. Murderous. Gotham is villainous. Gotham is a losing game. Gotham is hopeless.
You're all ours now. No way out, bats.
This is no place like home. Once in a while, someone names the city's villains as their answer to the Gotham Is question. Usually it's some teenager going for shock value. For example, Gotham is Two-Face, meaning Gotham is a city at odds with itself. Gotham is Killer Croc, meaning the city is little more than a cannibalistic monster. I've seen a few Mr. Freezes, 2 Black Masks. Lately I've seen a few new names appear too. But for me, Gotham's criminals, whether old or new, will never define the city, because in the end, they're simple and cowardly, ruled by predictable desires. Granted, now and then, one of them will do something that even catches me off guard. Something particularly depraved or twisted.
There you are. And here I was beginning to think you were gonna die without even saying goodbye.
Are you ready to do this?
Always so serious. Fine then. Let's cut to the punchline. Joker, what are you doing, you turncoat piece of...
Behind you!
Got him.
Of course. One of the most common answers to the Gotham Is question is Batman. Gotham is Batman. Gotham is Batman's city. Gotham is the Bat. All answers I'm partial to myself. Still, I'd like to think that I vote for Batman as I vote for a broader affirmation. I vote for all of Gotham's heroes. I vote for the GCPD. Honest, tireless men, like Commissioner Jim Gordon.
I still don't understand. A full-scale breakout with no warning?
It wasn't a breakout. I've been investigating the weak link at Arkham Asylum. A guard named Matthews. I was coming for him. He sprang the doors to stop me.
Not Dan Matthews. He's one of the best there is. On payroll. I have known him since he was a county boy.
He's a father. He's got a father with health problems. A divorce looming.
He and Belle are getting divorced? I had no idea.
Neither does she.
Jeez, who's the new pal?
Cocktail waitress. Iceberg Lounge. Impressive sheet of her own.
And you found him out how? You had a man on the inside?
Something like that.
Dan Matthews at the take at Arkham. There's nothing the scum of Gotham can't get to, is there?
I wouldn't say that.
One more thing. On the CC footage, it almost looks like you're fighting alongside the Joker. Tell me that'd be ridiculous.
That'd be ridiculous, Jim.
That's what I figured. Just a simple trick of the light. So it's true. You actually do practice brooding. I always suspected.
I'm working.
With computer off.
Satisfied?
Impressed.
It's a new system I'm testing. A contact lens with a remote access processor link to the computer down here. And Dick, take off the EMP mask.
Believe me, I've been dying to. I just wanted to make sure you disconnected it from the mainframe first.
So, a contact lens with remote access. Meaning anywhere you go, the Batcave goes with you. Now that doesn't sound healthy. We should go. So, for what it's worth, how did I do as him? Are you asking me if you were convincing as a homicidal maniac, Dick? I suppose I am. Then as a matter of fact, you were.
Score 1 for Alfred's School of Acting. Still can't believe you left me in there an extra day.
I needed to be sure it was Matthews. Besides, with all you've been shouldering lately, figured you could use the day off.
A day off in Arkham.
Only you, Bruce. Only you.
Finally. It's a who's who of Gotham in there.
Facial recognition. Go.
Tell me he's not using facial rec for the party. The party? He's using it to remember who you are, Drake. And zing.
Run diagnostic.
And you call yourself a detective.
Lately, I've been asking myself the Gothamist question a lot. What is Gotham City to me? Bruce Wayne in a single word. Home. Family. Purpose. But the real truth is, I couldn't answer the question. Then I remembered something. Friends. I remembered something my father, Thomas Wayne, used to say to me before bed sometimes. Back when I was a boy and I had a bad day. When I had fallen down a hole in the ground, or skinned my knee, he would say at the end of the day, like that, he'd pat my head, and he'd say, Bruce, tomorrow is one dream away. That was his phrase. Sentimental, I know, but it still worked for me. Now, as you know, my father died when I was just a boy. He was gunned down along with my mother in Crime Alley across town. And as you can imagine, the days following his death were worst days of my life. Days full of anger and fear and sadness. Still, that phrase, my father's phrase, tomorrow is just a dream away, kept coming back to me. And deep down, I knew, as much as it hurt right then, things would get better. Now, why am I telling you this? Well, friends, my point is this. When circumstances are the most challenging or frightening, asking ourselves what our city is pointless. Because we all see, is all we will see. When we look around at the buildings and the streets, will be our own fears, our own frustrations, our own demons. But if we stop looking to the present and the past, and instead we look to the future, if we ask ourselves what can be, what will be tomorrow, then we're asking the right question. Because to hope, to dream, to predict, is to shape the city yourself, rather than be shaped by it. So I'm putting my money where my mouth is. Next month, Wayne Enterprises will begin investing aggressively and immediately in Gotham's future. Working with various domestic design firms, we've already set in motion an initiative to rebuild some of Gotham's most derelict industrial neighborhoods. From there, we plan on moving boldly to expand and modernize Gotham's public transit system. I cannot tell you how excited I am, how hopeful I am about these plans. Much more will be revealed in the coming days, but for now I ask you to do this. Look past what Gotham was, what Gotham is, and imagine with me, just for a moment, Gotham as it will be. Thank you. Now, what I ask of you, friends, is to invest with me. Invest in Gotham's future, because I promise you, if we can all do that together, a better, brighter Gotham is just one dream away. Well done, Master Bruce. inspiring, thorough. Thank you, Alfred. Though you did fairly mention the merits of new bat bunkers you'll be building throughout the city. Huh. Must have slipped my mind. Next presentation, maybe. Lincoln running for mayor. Yes, I know. And March Venture. You underwrote Leslie Tompkins' satellite clinic on the east side, didn't you? Wow, I'm impressed. Any friend of Leslie's? Does that mean I have your vote? That depends. Do I have yours? On this, I'm most certainly interested. Can I ask how many investors you got lined up already? You can ask. That many? Like I said, we've been aggressive in our efforts to recruit partners. Luckily, the response has been largely enthusiastic. Well, all kidding aside, I'm really interested in playing a part, Bruce. Can we get something set up? Of course, what do you have in mind? Breakfast or lunch we could... I'm sorry, go on. I was just saying, I'm enthusiastic to... Bruce? I'm sorry, what? I was saying we could do as early as tomorrow lunch. Talk about your plans. Of course. Tomorrow. Alfred, set it up, will you? Now, if you excuse me for a moment, Lincoln, I need to get some air.
No, you rank stooges. Prop the weather talk first. Raindrops, evidence, no match. Jeez, they grow 'em stupid nowadays.
Hello, Harvey.
Back to stealth mode, I see. Come on, let's go look at some art. The landlord found him on a routine rent run. He went by the name Sam Strix. But when we ran it, turned out to be a phony. Guy has no credible ID in the apartment. Nothing on his plates. He paid everything in cash. A true blue John Doe. Evidence points to a TOD 5, maybe 6 days ago, when somebody decided to use him as a human dartboard. But thing is, whoever did it missed every one of John Doe's major arteries on purpose, meaning they wanted to hurt him badly for a long time. The pot stickers are
Antique throwing knives. Professional grade. Grooves are filled with mercury for a more steady flight. I'd like to take one.
Hell, it's not like we're gonna run out of them. Make anything of the symbol.
It's an owl.
Har. I meant, do you think it has anything to do with the old wives' tale about the...
I know what you meant. Run DNA analysis. It looks like skin under the victim's fingernails, possibly the killer's.
What is it?
Give me your cigar.
My cigar?
Let's smell. It's a linseed oil, common paint thinner, but the intensity is too strong.
So a guy spilled a can of paint thinner. So what?
Maybe. Or maybe he was using it to leave a last message. A warning before he was murdered.
Well, our John Doe wasn't any Nostradamus, that's for sure. I'm just saying, if our time of death for him was a week ago, the tomorrow he thought would be Wayne's last day already came, so Wayne's in the clear.
Unless John Doe knew when he'd be found. Like you said, the landlord was making a routine run, so I assume he
always came on the 2nd of the month. So it's possible our victim knew he was going to die. Knew he was going to be found today. So he left a warning that whoever killed him would be coming after Wayne next. And to the killer I say good luck. Wayne's security has security. Anyone going to have a crack at the guy is going to have to be someone very, very close. Someone in Wayne's circle. My guess, it makes you almost feel bad for the guy.
Almost.
I know you and Wayne are pals, but but guys like Wayne, they don't get how the city works the way we do. I mean, I listened to a speech tonight on the radio about what Gotham is and was and will be. And when it comes to Gotham, though,
Quiet. You're sure? Quiet, sir. The skin cells on the victim's fingernails came back as a perfect match.
look, I didn't mean to knock your boy Wayne, I'm just saying. My view is, when it comes to Gotham, you don't know it, brother. It knows you. And the moment you think otherwise, the moment you get too comfortable, that's when you get stabbed right in the back. Because, above everything, Gotham is a mystery.
Okay. 1 sec, I have to refresh the fucker. It's bucking up on me here. The original Wayne Tower. If you came to Gotham City today, right now, and took a tour of the building, here are some of the things your tour guide would tell you. The tower was constructed in 1888 under the watch of my great-great-grandfather Alan Wayne. He built the tower to serve as a symbol of welcome to people coming to Gotham, and as your guide will point out, from the ground up, it's designed to give visitors the feeling that they're cared for and protected. For example, your guide will say, the building has 12 gargoyles, or guardians, as Alan insisted they would be called. One to watch over each passageway into the city. The 5 guardians at the first tier were placed to watch over the original 5 gateways into Gotham, the 3 bridges and 2 tunnels. Higher up, the tower is a ring of 7 guardians, one to protect each of the 7 train lines that converge at Union Station below Wayne Tower's base. And at the top of the tower is the observation deck, which Alan insisted remained free and open to the public every weekend, all year round. For the windows, Alan demanded that only the best glass be used. Kind of double-bonded laminated float glass designed to be crystal quality, weatherproof, and most important, unbreakable. Unbreakable, that is, unless, like the assassin who kicked me through them, you know how to hit the glass just right. Make impact at the edge of the plate rather than the center where it's designed to flex and bend. The throwing knives are perfectly placed too, lodged into my brachial arteries. The pain and blood loss make it almost impossible to grab onto anything to break my fall, or do anything, except bleed and drop, and watch the city rise up to greet me.
I'm positive. I hit him with 2 pounds of Semtex. 2 pounds. Say what you want. I'll spike the ball. And when we're over the harbor, our guy is supposed to be waiting just past the straits to take the statues. Why are we going so damn slow? I thought this thing was supposed to cruise at 200 knots. But our guy said all 10 of these things were from the Hellenistic wing. 10.
It is. But he destroyed the coaxial with that bat thing.
You want faster? Dump a few of the pretty ladies. He isn't one about to go down in the middle of the avenue. Start tossing them. Hell, never was one for pale girls anyhow. At least these ones won't scream. Ah! He got Rolf. What are you doing, man? Get the hell away from him. Turn.
Shut up. The bat wants to play chicken? Let's play chicken. What's he doing?
He wouldn't.
Turn! I can't, the damn alley's too narrow. Sir, Commissioner Gordon has arrived at the morgue. Noted, Alfred. Shall I assume you won't be back for the autopsy? I can power down. I'll be there. But sir, I have you all the way over. Relax, this will only take a moment. I'm afraid there's little more to relay than the obvious. Our John Doe was stabbed multiple times, likely in the act of torture. He died from the oral wound there, which caused him to hemorrhage into his own throat.
Choked on his own blood.
Gotham. Pleasant as always. I should be going. They're waiting for me down in Burns. Hit the lights on.
My way out. Bill, don't you think I should know the drill by now?
Night, Commissioner. What?
Well? You there?
I'm here. Step back, Jim. Ready?
Well, that's colorful. At work? So what we have here is a genuine mystery man. Paid his rent in cash. No identification at the place. We checked his DNA against state and federal, not one ping. We know nothing about him except he made a pretty decent dartboard for someone.
Here. There's extensive scar tissue around the ribs and abdomen. Calification on his eyebrow. Side of his skull.
Huh. The pugilist beauty marks. You think our John Doe was a fighter in his glory days?
Maybe. But he's got more callus material around his palms and wrists than his knuckles. Defensive scarring.
A trainer.
There are scars along his forehead, along his forearms. Common injuries from swordplay.
So the guy is a high-end trainer. He's tough. Is the idea. But now someone even tougher, someone he knows he can't beat, is coming for him. And the message he leaves for us to find. Bruce Wayne will die tomorrow.
It's curious.
I've contacted Mr. Wayne. I asked him if he wanted the police detail for the next 24 hours, but he turned me down. I take it you're keeping an eye on him?
I have it covered. Jim, his third molar right side. Scanner's picking up an abnormal fracture.
Wisdom tooth. Got it. Huh. Take a look. Same emblem on the throwing knives used to kill him.
It's an Athenian owl. It appears on the coins in ancient Greece. It was a symbol of wealth and power.
Beware the court of owls that watches all the time. Ruin got them from shadow perch behind granite and lime. They watch you at your hearth. They want you in your bed. Speak not a whispered word of them, or
They send the talent for your head. I know the nursery rhyme, Jim, but the Court of Owls is just a legend.
To be blunt, so were you for a while.
They don't exist.
And you know that because...
I just know.
Well, whoever the killer is, he wants us to believe that the ghost story. So, what we got is a victim who was a secret, high-level bad guy trainer. A killer who's even tougher than him. Apparently out to get Bruce Wayne. And all we really know about either of them is they have a thing for owls. And the tissue beneath your victim's fingernails. The forensics came back empty. Ended. Anything on your end?
No. Knock, knock. But I'm looking into it. I'll be in touch. Whoa. You installed a photogrammetric scanner in the city morgue? It simplifies things. No more sneaking in and out. Come on, now. Admit it. You're gonna miss that ventilation shaft. The one with, This is the John Doe I briefed you on, Dick. The one who had your DNA under his fingernails. Good thing we keep all our Bat family DNA protected. Do you recognize him?
I do. It's about a week ago, at the end of the groundbreaking for a new West Promenade. I was leaving. The press was taking pictures, asking about your new Gotham initiative. I was hightailing out of there. And all of a sudden, this stranger, your John Doe, came up to me and grabbed my arm. He looked pretty haggard, though, at the end of his rope. And then, before I could get away from him, from the press, and talk to him, he said something like, "They're real, they're everywhere, and they're sending him for all of you."
And then?
And then security got to him before I could follow up. He was gone. I noted it, but honestly, I just assumed from the looks of him he was some sort of zealot or something. All fire and brimstone. But now I don't get why he would approach me when you were the one in danger.
And your DNA?
When security pulled him off of me, he still had my arm. I could take off the glove and show you. It's about a week ago, but the scratch mark's still there.
There's no need for that.
Wow, look at this.
I'll let you know if there are any more developments that pertain to you.
You've already checked the surveillance footage from the groundbreaking, didn't you? That's why you don't care about checking my alibi.
Dick, you know me better than anyone. Perhaps better than Alfred. Of course I checked the surveillance footage.
I have
to go.
Well, enjoy yourself, partner, because according to your John Doe's flaming note, you've got less than 12 hours to live. I just want to say how much I appreciate your meeting with me, Bruce. I can only imagine how busy you must be these days.
Not too busy to meet with Lincoln March, the next mayor of Gotham.
Is that what the gossips are saying?
Some. I don't doubt it either. I've been reading up on you. Self-made captain in finance, turned philanthropist. You've got a good story. You've done good work, too. Funding the boys' home, setting up the after-school reading right. So what do you think? Does this number look satisfactory?
Bruce, I'm not here to ask for money. Don't get me wrong, every dollar is appreciated. Hell, Mayor Haiti has about 10 lines of credit running at all times, from sources that are questionable at best.
If you're asking for a public endorsement, I'm afraid I don't do that.
I'm not asking for a public endorsement either. All I'm really after is your vote.
My vote? You've come a long way for one vote, Lincoln.
That's true, but I believe in what you're doing, Bruce. This initiative to rebuild Gotham, it's a good thing. And to be frank, I see a good friend in you.
A cynic would say you see an opportunity.
Oh, that's true, and a cynic would say you're spearheaded this Gotham initiative for the image of your company, because it's a public holding for show on and private purposes.
Is that what the gossips say?
Some.
Maybe they're right. I should be going. I'll need a check on the table.
You know, Bruce, I lost my parents when I was a boy, too. It's strange, isn't it? The way it's just the details that stay with you. I can barely remember my mother's face anymore. But I remember this pin. Clear as day. This pin she was wearing on the day of her accident. I'd made her for her in school, in ceramics. It was this little heart, but it was all lopsided, with one side bigger than the other. She was wearing it, pinned to this fancy dress of hers. My ugly little pin. I don't remember the drunk driver hitting us. I don't remember much of the accident. But I do remember seeing the pin on the ground, though. As the paramedics took me away. The pin. Perfectly preserved. Not cracked or broken, just lying in the road. All I wanted was for someone to pick it up. I lost everything I had that night. For a long time after, I lived in such a state of total hopelessness, I hated the world. But then I got funding for school. I was able to go to City College. The city saved me, Bruce. Gotham saved me. It gave me a purpose when I was alone, just like I bet it did for you. When I look at you, I see an ally, a real one. And as I'm sure you know, this city, where allies are few and far between, especially now.
Especially now. Why?
Something bad has come back to Gotham, Bruce. Something ancient and powerful and evil.
Lincoln, what the?
If you think you could scare... Ugh.
Lincoln! Don't recognize him. Someone new, someone fast. Just him and me. But still, I have to be careful, restrain myself, never know who's watching. Go for strikes that look like lucky blows. Solar plexus. Alright, playtime's over. Doesn't make sense. It only takes 11 pounds of pressure to collapse a windpipe. I'm applying over 100 and he's not flinching. Must be on something. Some kind of venom. Bruce Wayne, the Court of Owls has sentenced you to die. Too far out to grab the Ring of 7. By the time I reach the other 5 Guardians, I'll be at terminal velocity. The Force will rip my arms off. Oh, how I love killing Waynes. There's something I didn't mention earlier about the design of Old Wayne Tower. Something your tour guide wouldn't mention because there's one Guardian people don't tell you about when you visit. They don't bother to mention because it was added later, in 1930. And because it sits in the middle of the building and can't be seen from the elevators or deck. The 13th Guardian, installed by Alan's son, Henry, my great-grandfather. The Guardian for visitors to Gotham, arriving by air. Whoever it was that tried to kill me, he was good. But he made one mistake. He tried to use Gotham's legends against me. But I'm the only legend this city needs. In many ways, it's my oldest and truest friend. And it knows me better than anyone, just as I know it. Which is why I can say there is no Court of Owls, not in Gotham. Not in my city.